Hey guys, what's going on? In today's video, I wanted to show you how to use completely free tools to improve the topical relevance of your website, even find new keywords, and just improve your site overall, especially if you've been hit by Google's helpful content update. So we're going to continue working on my, this is New Brunswick, I guess you could call it a case study site. And I want to improve the just overarching topical relevance, topical authority of the site. So having worked on the site for quite some time and being aware of New Brunswick as a province, I know that Moncton is one of the biggest cities in New Brunswick, right? Searching Moncton on the for the post here, and you're gonna have to do this at your discretion if you know the website, if you know the niche well enough. If it's a client site or if it's a new niche, you can use ChatGPT to do all the research for you. But basically, run a search for one of the main categories on your site, see what comes up, right? So right now I can see I've got 96 posts with Moncton in the URL, in the title, and the description. But what the problem is when I go to, when I click on Moncton here, under the categories, filter that out, I only have 35, right? So there's a huge discrepancy of 60 posts there. Now, right now, what this indicates to me and what this is going to indicate to Google is Google is going to be crawling the site. They're going to be landing on Moncton content. And then, for example, if we go back to all categories, refilter that, and hopefully this stays. Yeah, refilter that. And then we search for categories, a category that isn't Moncton, right? So right now, for whatever reason, we have the best March break activities for kids in Moncton under the helpful tips category, right? That's a little bit confusing. It's confusing for Google. It's confusing for people that visit the site, and it's just not going to be helpful for topical relevance in any way. Sorry, I just had to pause. My cat was being a bit of a problem. So basically what you want to do here, and I think this can be automated with some bulk actions. And filters, but basically what you want to do is go through the content that matches your search, right? So the prompt, and you want to just review what the categories are, right? So I think I have something here. At some point, it's just not going to become relevant. For example, moving companies in Fredericton, this is going to be moving within, moving to or from New Brunswick. I think having the moving company would just be a much better fit for the actual Moncton category. And same with his Moncton French speaking, right? That's just going to be a very obvious Moncton category instead of for somebody moving to New Brunswick, for example. And then I think at this point it just becomes slightly less relevant. Open Canada Day. Yeah, so now it's just content that includes the Moncton keyword. All right, now we go back to page one, or the page of the categories. Let's actually look at the Moncton category page and see what it looks like. I have to bring this down. Let's see what the category page looks like, if it's at all relevant. I don't think it's indexed, but Google is still going to crawl this page. Even if you block it from being crawled, Google's still going to crawl the page. So we go to Moncton. Okay, it's fine. I don't think I'm not sure if there's an opportunity to have content on this page, but let's just edit category and see. Yeah, so we have the name, we have the slug, even here, right? We have no meta description about Moncton. So again, from a helpful content perspective, just from an expertise, from an authority standpoint, there's just, Google's going to pull their own description, but let's just try it. It's easy if we add one. And one tool I really like to use for adding descriptions really easily is with Ahrefs free AI meta description generator. So you can just say Moncton, right? And it's going to give you 3 variants of the actual meta description that you can choose from. If you don't have one, if there isn't a good one, you can just as easily use ChatGPT. Yeah, boom. I'll just take that. I like this one a bit. Discover the vibrant city of Moncton with our comprehensive website, with our comprehensive information, offering valuable insights. Yes, so that's fine. Easy update there. Another problem is the description itself has no there's no information here. So again, Google lands on the category page. Of course they can crawl the pages, and Google is going to know, the algorithm is going to be able to tell that it is about Moncton, but we can just make things a little bit easier and kind of give ourselves a tiny boost here. I have a category page about Moncton, New Brunswick. this is the main page where it shows Moncton blog posts. Can you write me a 5-sentence description for this page? And we're just gonna let this populate. All right, so now we can just paste this, or we can just copy this, paste this in the category here, through our curated collection of helpful Moncton posts. This Moncton, our blog post provide insights. All right, so that's relevant, it's helpful, it just provides a little bit more information, a little bit of extra content for Google to use. And I'm just curious if this does update on the actual category page or if it doesn't. So let's just see if it shows any content on here. No, but Google is still going to be able to view that in the actual back end of the page. Now, when we look at the category itself, back on WordPress here, go to Moncton, select your category, filter it out. Take a look at the pages that you have for that specific category. Right now, what you can do with Answer Socrates, for example, to make it even more relevant, to build out that category more, especially if you have categories with just like 1 or 2 blog posts, is go ahead and search for the main category topic, right, which is Moncton. And now from here, a lot of this is going to be dependent on how well you know your niche, how much keyword research you've already done. And again, for a lot of bigger sites, you're going to have a lot of information to go through. Some of these Google's just going to populate on their own. Like for example, when does Moncton Zoo close? That's going to be just a really quick, right? For example, you're just going to have to know this is not really a post you're going to want to rank for or create content around. Even though it might help relevance overall, it's just not going to be worth your time. But for example, when was Chateau Moncton built? And now you're going to have to do a lot of this manually, especially if you don't know the niche. And now, is this even in? Yes. So for example, I don't have this piece of content on the site, and travelweekly.com is not a website about Moncton. And it has 2 actually. It's got 2 results for the top for the search. Again, and then just their website alone is not fantastic. Some company profile. So again, is this a post that's going to get a lot of traffic? Maybe. If you're using SEMrush or any other tools, any other paid tools, you can definitely check. But now this is a keyword that you can then add to ChatGPT to just write a quick blog post about, right? So can you write a short blog post about when was Chateau Moncton built? And if you're doing the keyword research in advance, you can have all this done up front, and just if you're using auto blogging or whatever, then you could take this post, you can add it to your content and just continue to build out the relevance for your content for that specific category. Now you'd want to go through each of these, you'd want to review a lot of these to see if they're relevant enough. Again, you can also use Google Ads to search for Moncton keywords. And then you'd want to go through each of the main categories on your site, right? So Fredericton is another city in New Brunswick, where you could then go through each of these and cross-reference it to the content you have on your site. For example, moving to New Brunswick would be another question or another huge category on the site. And then from there, you can just continue to add content to your website to build out that topical relevance, especially for all of those category pages, or to build out those categories that you do have on your site. Now, there's a few gems here, right? Moving to New Brunswick checklist, moving to New Brunswick driver's license, right? How much does it cost to move from Ontario to New Brunswick? These are some pretty, having known a little bit about the niche, move to New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, these are some pretty helpful keywords that might not even show up or will be difficult to find if you are using SEMrush or Ahrefs. And again, with this content, you can use ChatGPT, or you can use some human writer or autoblogging.com or any of your AI blog post generators, even ChatGPT, to do it manually, just to get the pages, just to get this content on the site, to build out those category pages, just to continue adding more relevance and topical authority for your site. That's all I want to cover in today's video. I hope it was helpful. Definitely check out Answer Socrates if you haven't already. It's a lot of people are using it. I think it's an alternative to Answer the Public, and it can definitely be helpful to find keywords for your site and to build out topical relevance for the categories on whatever your site is. As always, you guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.